The thing that I will never forget, though, is, you go through this overwhelming experience of launch, and then all of a sudden it gets quiet and you feel yourself floating out of your seat. I released the safety harness, floated over to the window, and there was the curve of the Earth's horizon, and I could just see the continent of Africa coming over the horizon. And that's when it all of a sudden hit me. I'm actually in space. I'm in orbit. I've dreamed about this since I was a little kid, and I'm in orbit.
Israel at the UN is hard labor. I mean, it's day and night. It's meetings of the Security Council, and to stand at the General Assembly, and in a way, feeling loneliness. And you mentioned Susan Rice, but again, it's not Susan Rice. It's the United States that always stands there with us. It doesn't matter if it's this president or the other president, but we have the big friend. So in a way, it was very helpful to have the United States in the Security Council supporting us always, and to have the American ambassador as a friend, and as she said, as a sister of mine.
What is worrying, I think, is the Holocaust distortion is because it is more complicated. So outright Holocaust denial, most people will say, you're crazy. We know, it's been established, and there are historic facts. But distorting the Holocaust, either because you compare it to Israeli politics and policies towards Palestinians in an undue manner, and thereby belittle the abyss of the Holocaust, of the Shoah, or because you belittle the numbers or the way it happened, or that Jews in the end were responsible themselves, it's much more difficult to tackle.
We need to make sure that Jewish narratives are part of the broader European narrative. When we talk about Jews and Jewish communities in Europe, we do this in the realms of anti-Semitism, of the Shoah, and sometimes in the realms of the Middle East conflict. When we talk about Jews in schools and universities, we do it in history class. And don't get me wrong, all of these things are very, very important, and we spend a lot of our time with combating anti-Semitism and preserving the memory of the Shoah. But those are not everything. They are not what represents us. They are not what we are. And all of these things are very negatively connotated. And it makes it very easy to dehumanize when never thinking about the Jewish contribution to a broader European narrative. So let's change that. Let's start talking about Jews when we talk about culture and art. Let's start teaching about Jews when we're teaching literature or physics. And let's make sure that Jews become a part of the much broader European civil society.
Right now, during the time of COVID, when our synagogue doors are closed, and though we would want to be there, we can't, this is the time to dig deep, to learn and to teach, so that when we do reopen, our houses of prayer are for everyone, and that we expect every type of Jew to walk in that door.
It's been very helpful being involved with the Center for Senior Services, getting HUD updates and the outreach that they have on Capitol Hill when needed, if we needed that. But the networking with the other property managers in the system has been tremendous. Just to bounce ideas back and forth, what are you using in this aspect? And conversations on putting air sanitizing systems in the HVAC, just conversations back and forth with different folks around the country. And it's just been tremendous.